2023 has not been my year for marathons. I had a DNF at Manchester with something wrong with my calves. I had a DNF at Milton Keynes. I didn't feel very well. I then found out I had COVID, and so I did not start at Halstead Marathon. And then at Yorkshire Marathon, although I was feeling okay during the race, I then came across John, who had cramped up around the 16-mile mark, and so I stopped to support him, and that was the end of my marathon.
So just reached where we're staying. It's called The Lodge.
It is?
See why?
See why? It's a nice little lodge.
Nice little table and chairs down there. Let's stop using the word nice because it gets repetitive. A cosy log burner. A bird of some description. Remember back to our Cleethorpes half marathon and our knowledge of birds. Really something to be lacking. A small TV. An
attractive picture.
Piece of art.
And then we have the bed.
The all-important bed. And then through here we have the all-important hat stand to put our hats on. And then through here we have a toilet and towel rail and a shower. So cosy. We're staying here for 2 nights. Friday night to do the parkrun tomorrow, and then on Sunday the all-important Abingdon Marathon. Oh, we have, in terms of cooking, we have a toaster, a microwave and 2 cooking rings here, so I should be able to cook up something pleasant tomorrow.
So on Saturday we did the Abingdon parkrun, and as you can see it was rather a mud fest. However, it was great fun, and for one occasion John managed to stay on his feet.
Yeah, it's mud, my favourite.
Stadium, I felt nice and calm, so I went for my normal pre-race routines before meeting up with my friend Sandra.
And here we go for a little lap of the track to warm our legs up on this chilly morning. It's not too bad actually. What is it, about 6 degrees?
Yeah, 7.
Okay.
There's no wind.
No, very little wind, sun's coming up. I think it's going to be lovely conditions actually. Here we go, people warming up.
Like me, Sandra had had a really good running year apart from 2 failed marathons due to illness, so I was really hoping this one would go right for her.
This is the before.
The race started with a lap of the running track before heading out onto the roads. Here you can see the leaders already pulling ahead, and the guy in front has already got a gap.
So just waiting for Dawn at the 6 mile point. Hopefully she'll be around in about 48 minutes. But now we have the guys who are probably going around 2:40. So I must admit it's a pretty anxious wait given the experience I had at Manchester, thinking Dawn was coming through at 7 looking strong and having a drop out. So fingers crossed she ploughs on past me, hand her a gel and a drink, and I see her again at about 15 miles. So these folk coming through in just around 41 minutes, which would have them on sub 3 pace currently, so fingers crossed they can keep it up. You can see her coming along the road now, fingers crossed, looking strong. Dawn, drink, gel.
Yeah, no, I'm alright.
You're right, you don't need them.
As you can see, the conditions were really great on the morning, and at 6 miles I was feeling really strong.
Looking good. So I can't tell you how much of a relief that is to see Dawn going through 6 miles looking happy and strong after having had Manchester DNF, Milton Keynes DNF. Halstead did not start, COVID. And then Yorkshire the other week, well last week, did not finish due to me dropping out. So I'm just walking down to what I think is a 14-mile point. Should be seeing dawn at about 8 minutes to 11 if everything's going well. So fingers crossed we get over this hurdle, and then I think once we get past that we should be safely home for a marathon finish.
As you can see, the course was a mixture of roads and pavements. The pavements were a bit tricky at times because it was up and down curbs and past people's driveways.
Drink, Jill.
Gel. Gel.
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Running just inside and just outside, under and over 8 minute miling.
Under overs. Right, I'll see you near the end then.
All right.
Between 24 and 26, yeah.
All right. Love you.
So I managed to find Milton Park between the 19 and 20 mile point. I hope Dawn seeing me is a little bit of uplift rather than a, this looks like a good point to drop out.
All right.
You know, right.
Keep going.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
It was a lovely surprise to see John at 19 miles. I was still feeling strong at this point, and my intention was to push on a little bit harder at 20 miles. I got to 20 miles and I thought, wait until you get to 22 miles. But at 21 miles, I took a tumble on the tarmac. At that point, I thought my race was over. I quickly got up and did a self-check, nothing really damaged, and ploughed on.
Remember, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
So I just managed to find a parking spot about half a mile from the finish. We are 3 hours and 4 minutes into the race, so I'm going to walk along now and hopefully see Dawn coming up the final stretch of road and into Tilsley Park Stadium with a marathon time of, fingers crossed, around 3 hours 30. But it has been a splendid morning for marathon running, and indeed into the afternoon now. It was around 6 degrees when the run started, really quite chilly, but for most of the race it's been between 10 and it's just 15 degrees now when I got out of the car, so pretty perfect conditions for running in. Slight breeze I can feel, which sometimes helps to cool you down. So good conditions for the Abingdon Marathon 2023. And sadly we have 2 or 3 runners here who've had to DNF. Painful walk in their fall blankets reminds us of our experience last week, but fingers crossed for Dawn, it's not going to be a repeat of last Sunday. One of the runners there asking how far it is. It does seem to go on forever, this last section. It literally doesn't go on forever because nobody would ever get a finish time. But it is a long drag out of Abingdon through to the finish area, around about 2 miles, with a, shall I say, a steady climb throughout. So far Dawn has been pretty much on cue for when I expected to see her at each point in the race. So now we'll see if she will turn around this corner within the next 4 or 5 minutes and achieve sub 3:30. It's got quite warm now, it's probably about 16-17 degrees. I think we're going to be shading just outside 3 hours 30, but fingers crossed we see her soon. And that's her distinctive running style, just coming around the corner. We are on, checks watch, 3 hours 28 into the marathon. I'm estimating a finish time of around 3 hours and 32 minutes. As she comes up to the entry to the stadium. Yeah.
Got it.
It's the face of a marathoner.
I thought I wasn't going to make it. I fell 21 miles. I hit the deck.
Why? Why?
I fell over. I don't know. I just went flying across the tarmac at 21 miles. I thought, oh no, another marathon.
So, Dawn, tell the viewers your unofficial time as per your watch.
Well, on my watch, which I started before I crossed the start line, it's 3:30 31:39.
Fantastic. And how do you reckon that course rates as opposed to something like London?
I'd give it a good 2 to 3 minutes in all honesty.
So a moral sub 3:30.
I think so.
So what did you make of the Adidas Pro 2s for the marathon running?
Yeah, no, I like the shoes.
So for running this race you receive a buff
Abingdon buff
and
a Tribe vegan bar. Do you like it?
no. I would like green eggs and ham.
So ladies, events over 55. First in that category was Dawn Brew. Right, this is a bit of a challenge, this next one, but not the
So it's now 2 days after the Abingdon Marathon. I have to say that I'm feeling super pleased.
What are you really pleased about in terms of that race?
So the first thing I'm very pleased about is my pacing. All my pace was within a few seconds of 8-minute miles, sort of on my watch. I knew after the first lap that 3:30 was probably just going to be missed, but I just kept ploughing on and thinking, just go as close as you can, just keep this pace rolling. I ran to feel, wasn't stressed at all, just felt really relaxed the whole way. The plan was to get to 20 miles, see how I feel, and then try to increase the effort and maybe sort of get closer to 3:30. At 21 miles I took a tumble and hit the tarmac. Don't know what happened there, but basically I got up very quickly though and did a bit of a body check and then ploughed on and tried to keep to the same pace, which I did. And then I caught a few people up around about the 22-mile point, and I did actually increase my effort, but because it was a slight uphill on the course at that point, the effort was still coming out at the same sort of minute mile in. My last mile was faster than my first mile, and going around the track to finish, I had a nice little nifty finish at a 7:22 pace.
So I think your energy held up quite well. So what was your fueling strategy during the race?
Yeah, so my fueling strategy was slightly changed from the week before when we did Yorkshire. I decided that I was going to take gels every 30 minutes instead of every 40.
And you didn't take on any of the energy drink they had on?
I didn't take on any energy drink at all during the race, but I took on sips of water at every water station up until about 15 miles. After 15 miles, I didn't take on any further water. And yeah, that seemed to work really well for me.
So the Adidas Adizero Pro 2s, you were umming and ahhing about what to wear for the Yorkshire Marathon the week before. I guess the 16 miles at marathon pace confirmed that they were a marathon shoe.
Absolutely, and I have to say that I never once thought about the shoes when I was wearing them, and so that actually shows that the shoe is a really good marathon shoe.
So those are the things that went well. Is there anything you wish might have gone slightly better on the day?
Yeah, I couldn't quite get my heart rate up to previous marathon heart rate levels.
Yeah, because I think the last 5 weeks before Sunday, you'd had a succession of a half marathon race,
yeah,
a 10k race,
yeah,
a 5k race, and also the 16 miles at marathon effort at Yorkshire. So maybe your legs were a little flat.
Yeah, I felt throughout the race that I could keep the pace I was running. I could keep that going. In my head, I kept thinking, I can run this pace. It's comfortable. But I just didn't have that extra gear when you want it. Like when you get to 20 miles, 22 miles, I was thinking normally in a marathon I could kick on, but I couldn't kick on. I could just stay at that pace basically, and so I did get my heart rate up in the last 2 miles, but I couldn't get it up before that into what I would say was my normal marathon heart rate.
Yeah, so you really emptied the tank at 24 rather than 20. So it's fair to say, rather than having a 5th gear, you had 4.5 gears.
That's it, yeah. So I think I had a 3:24 marathon in me somewhere. Had the previous marathons gone right during the year, all the times I did on other races, how I went in training, indicated that was the case. And if I'd been able to run at the marathon heart rate that I know is my marathon heart rate, I would have completed a 3:24 marathon. But I'm really pleased that I actually got to complete a marathon, and I had a bonus of an age category win.
So what did
Yeah.
you make of the Abingdon Marathon as a race experience?
Well, it's brilliantly organised. It's a club organised race, and they are far and few between these days. So that was brilliant. The organisation was spot on. The venue was really good. Plenty of toilets, indoor changing. You could have a shower. There was lockers. Yeah, so there's nothing to fault about the venue itself.
And on the course itself, there was plenty of marshals.
Marshals everywhere. There was, you know, they were brilliant. They were really supportive, calling your name because you had your name written on your bib. And there was plenty of water stations.
They even had a sponge station, didn't they?
Sponge
Old
station.
school,
Yeah. Toilets en route. What else really? Oh, they had lots of jelly babies and oranges, you know, so
the
supplies.
basic stuff that you want, like mile markers in the right place,
Yeah,
which you don't always get.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So like you say, to have a club organised marathon, there used to be loads back in the 80s and 90s, and now there's just a handful. So
That's right.
big kudos to Abingdon AC for putting this race on every year.
absolutely, yeah.
So in a perfect world, is there anything you would change about your race experience?
Personally, I found running on pavement, sometimes broken tarmac, up and down curbs, actually did break the stride, and I found that quite stressful in the first half. Second half, not too bad, because I then got used to, because it was a 2-lap course, I kind of knew where I could get on and off the curb onto the road.
From a spectator point of view, because I was obviously following the race as best I could, it was really good. There was a small loop, so I could see you start, and I could get to the 6 mile point, so you come through, and then you came through the same loop again. And because I vaguely knew the area, I could also get to the 19 mile point. So really good for people spectating, cheering runners on,
Yeah.
or handing out gels like I was.
Yeah.
So we are super pleased to be able to bring you a successful execution of a road marathon in 2023. If you do want to see where it went wrong previously, look here and look here. We hope you can join us for future episodes on this channel, where we'll be continuing our parkrun adventures. We'll be doing some more autumn and winter races, and we'll be looking forward to what's happening next spring with our racing.
So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.